Welcome, welcome. January 2025. So glad to start the year off exciting and wonderful with good topics and good people. So Jolene and I are here and we're glad Heather's on. I've already had requests for people for the recording, so we know there's more of you that will be listening. And we just appreciate a start of a new year. I know I do. And Jolene and I are going to start out by introducing ourselves, even though you probably already know us. Thought it might be fun for you to just get to know us just a little bit better. So I'm Shaleen Wilding. I've lived in Texas for 40 years, even though I grew up in California. I have a large family, a large brood, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It's crazier than I thought it would ever be at this stage of my life, but it's awesome. I love to create. I love to be organized. I love music. I love writing music and playing music and maybe I'll just end with a thought that I heard this morning as I was doing my errands. And the thought was to take the things that we're good at and not focus necessarily on what we're good at, not at the thing, but how we can help others using the things that we're good at. And that's what I really love to do, is help and uplift people. So that's me. Turn the time over to Jolene for a minute.
So on a lot of that stuff, I can say ditto. Think that's what has brought Shaleen and I together is we have a lot of things in common, and those things that we don't necessarily share, the same talents, like I'm not musical, but I love music, is that I get to appreciate all the stuff about her that I don't have in my life. And I think that's what keeps us connected and being able to share, because we have a lot of variety in our life. And so some of the things that are similar is we raised all of our kids in Texas. We were there for 35 years. And so if you compared that, we've been out for 3 years. So that's pretty close to being the same amount of time, right?
Yeah.
And so we moved to Utah, which is a story in and of itself. We hadn't planned that, but when the direction came that that's what we were supposed to do, we said, okay. And within 2 months, we were gone from Texas and living in Utah in a small place called, well, we moved to Panguitch, Utah, but we live in Hatch, Utah. We built a house. And so Panguitch has a flashing stoplight. That's how big it is. Hatch does not. You just make sure to go down to 40 miles an hour so that you don't get stopped by a cop. But the greatest blessing of being out here is the country, the view. You look out of our front window and you see the backside of Bryce Canyon. So if you're ever in the neighborhood, our home is open. We love to have people, and we built this so that people could enjoy that as well. So, and other similarities is Shaleen and I love the oils, and in educating others and sharing them with others, because they've been such a huge part of our lives that we can't really not talk about them. And this year, I'm excited about each year that we do this and all the stuff that we presented. This year, one of the parts that I'm excited about is we're going to be talking about some of the emotion oils each time. And this is the part that I'm extremely passionate about. I've been certified as a life emotions coach, and the oils are what I use in doing all of that. And so we'll share some of that with you starting today.
Great.
But going first.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. But one thing we're also going to do a little bit different this year is we're going to take some of our experience that we have been trained in coaching, in life coaching, and helping you in your life, not just with oils. I hope you appreciate that, because we have so much to share. We have so much goodness, and we thought, why not broaden what we share with you and help you in your personal lives as well as in your health and your wellness and your emotional wellness too. So many good things that we have to share with you today. And I'm going to get started by talking to you just a little bit about how I would make this year the best year yet, and give you a few clues about putting yourself first, prioritize yourself, and take care of yourself. Maybe I'll start with this story first. I had a friend that got sick a couple weeks ago, and she's someone who hasn't really, I mean, she has the oils in her life, but she's always just saying, I don't know what to do with this, or I don't know. She's never really applied it into her life. Well, she contacted me and she said, so-and-so is a really good saleswoman because I was having pain in my hip and she told me to use my deep blue and it just worked like magic. And I thought, yeah, I've been telling you that for a really long time. And she just had listened to this other person and it had worked for her. And then she got sick a few days later and she texted me and she said, so what do I do? What do I do now that I'm sick? And I told her about On Guard. I said, I'm sure you have it in your oil supply. Would you maybe just put that on the bottoms of your feet and you could diffuse it and if your glands are swollen, you can dilute it in a little bit and put it up here. Anyway, she just kept texting with, where do you put on your feet? And why is that? And da, da, da. She just wanted every little question answered. But I was telling her, now you be consistent and you do it, every 15 minutes for the first hour or so, and then lighten up a little bit on it, but do it many times during the day, and your body's going to get the help it needs for your immune system to feel strengthened. Anyway, she kicked the cold in like 24 hours and she texted me back and said, this is like magic. I can't believe this works so well. And then I got sick and I thought to myself, I do much better at telling other people how to take care of themselves than I do of taking care of myself. Look at me. I have these oils. I have all these things here. But if I get sick, I'm quite often, oh, I'm sure I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll take care of myself in a minute. I'll take care of myself a little bit, but I won't maybe do it all. And I realized I'm not doing what I'm asking other people to do when I'm trying to give them help. So this time with the cold, I took care of myself. And the cold did not go down deep into my chest. You can hear it in my head. You can still hear it in my throat, but it did not go deep down into my chest, which my colds always do. And I'm sick for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I'm just so thankful for the oils, so thankful that I am learning to take care of myself. Now, here I am about to give you some tips on how to take care of yourself. And yes, I'm still learning too. So please take what we have to share with you, not as that Jolene and I have all the answers or we're perfect at it or anything else. We just have things to share that we're still working on too. And you know what? The things we have changed and we have done are making a huge difference in our lives. And we want it to make a difference in your life too. All right, we're going to share my screen with you because I have a couple of slides that will just be fun. And Jolene, if you'll give me the thumbs up that you can see my slide there. Great. Okay, so we've got things that we need to take care of ourselves, informing ourselves about self-care and a great way to start the morning. We're going to talk a little bit more about the right way to start off your mornings in a minute. But we need to be informed on how to take care of ourselves. We need to control what we can about toxicity in our lives. We all have it. We literally open our front door and breathe in toxicity. There's some things we cannot control, but there are many things that we put on our skin, into our bodies, into our homes that we need to not do. And that's one thing that we can, some of the things we can control. And so that's one thing we can do to have a healthy life. Then we have our rest and our stress that we need to help with. And rest is so important. If we rest and our body gets regular rest, we are able to handle everything else in our life so beautifully. Okay, so much better. I shouldn't say so beautifully because life is never perfect and it's ups and downs, but we handle it better when we get enough sleep. And when I say stress and ways to handle stress, there's all kinds of things we can do. Breathing has been something that I have worked on for the last couple of years, and taking deep breaths when I get stressed. When a situation is stressing me out, I'll meditate for a minute, close my eyes for a minute, take deep, really slow breaths. I've learned to take really slow breaths when I'm falling asleep. I do it on cue. I get into my position and start taking deep breaths. It tells my body time to slow down, time to rest. So having some of these things that we can do really help us. have this healthy life. Exercise. Oh, I'm so excited about exercise. And I just find if we can move our body, we do better. And the more we move our body every day, the better our digestion is, because the body works better when we're moving our body, the better our head is and our head space is, and just our muscles and our heart, everything's better if we move. So finding something that you love to do. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute too. And then, of course, eating healthy. And I find the best way to eat healthy for me is to plan what I'm going to eat. I know we're all different, and I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, but I know that we are all different in what personality we have. I have this personality that has to write everything down and be organized and know what's coming and plan the meals and plan my life. And if I don't have a plan, I really don't function. But not everybody's like that. And so find what works for you. When I say this works for me and I plan every little thing and that's because that's my personality. And so we don't have all the answers, but we have some suggestions. What works for me and my personality is to plan things. I will have a chart and I'll have ideas of snacks to eat and ways to do things. And I keep it handy so that if I'm going, oh, what should I eat? I can have some ideas that are healthy right close by and I can look at it and go for it. So that works for me. But healthy eating makes a huge difference. Do you have anything to add, Jolene?
I just ditto the entire thing. What we put in our bodies makes all the difference in the world.
Yep. And when we move our bodies, I am finding, so I'm 62 years old. I am finding in my older age, I am exercising better than I ever have. I exercise daily. I exercise for between 20 minutes and a half hour a day, Monday through Saturday. I love moving my body. I love the feeling I get that I'm getting stronger. And you're going to just kind of laugh. But some of my exercise is done with a VR machine, which I put on my head, and I am in a different world, but I am boxing and hitting things, and I am swiping at things musically. So the music keeps me going, excited, but I am moving my body. And what I really love was the other day I was cooking in the kitchen and something spilled up and see, I got such floppy arms. I have lost a lot of weight, so that's why I have such floppy arms. But a little bit of hot water fell right in my arm, and I was like, "Oh, ouch!" And I went, "Whoa, I've got a muscle there." I was really surprised when I touched my arm because I certainly don't go feeling around on my muscles, but I was like, I have really developed some muscles, even though I have flabby extra on my arms. I've gotten stronger and I feel so much better. So I'm going to encourage you to find what you love, whether it's just walking or yoga or running, if you're that crazy, or, just find what works for you to move your body, because your body's going to feel better with it. So those are things that are not oil related. Now I'd like to share with you another string, because there's lots of ways that that the oils can help us. And so there's probably more ways than I can even, there we go, that I can even talk about if I talk the whole hour. And I just am going to quickly say a few things. But look at this same self-care, toxicity, rest and stress, exercise, and eating right. For the self-care, you could be doing On Guard every day just to help your immune system. You could be putting a drop of frankincense under your tongue to boost your cellular health. In toxicity, you could be adding a drop of lemon to your water and drinking it, which detoxifies you on the inside. For rest and stress, you could be using lavender in the evening in your diffuser. You could be taking Serenity soft gels, putting balance on your feet. These are just some things, if you took care of yourself on a regular basis, you would be getting in a daily health habit. Exercise, put that deep blue where it hurts. When things start to hurt just the littlest bit, I put that deep blue on, and it is like magic for me. And then eating right, of course, they've still got lifelong vitality on this chart, but we would suggest VMG, which is new powdered vitamins, minerals, and greens. And that's a great way to go. You could take Digest-Zen Terrazyme every day. I take it multiple times a day with each meal. And that helps my body with whole food enzymes to use the food I'm eating well, benefit my body the best it can, eliminate the best it can. And then their new PB Assist and their PB Restore products are a probiotic like you would never believe how it cleans out the system and helps you feel not bloated and moving along helpfully. So just some suggestions in taking care of yourself with the oils. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Miracle Morning for just a minute. I'm going to talk about, this is a book that we would like to suggest you read if you haven't already, but Hal Elrod has written this book, and we have been having the blessing of being coached by Hal Elrod for the last few months, and he is just really phenomenal in what he went through and how he came out on top of it. And his suggestions are to take the 6 lifesavers of every morning, taking care of a silent moment, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing is the words that he uses. For me, this looks like a morning prayer to ask Heavenly Father to help me have a good day, thank Him for the good night's rest, move on in the morning. I have a daily mantra that I love to read, and I stand up and I stretch and I read it and I push the negative behind me and I move forward and realize that this is who I am, and this sets my intention for the day. I do my scripture reading, I do my self-development reading. And trust me, it is not a lot of reading. I am not a reader. I'm not someone that reads for hours and hours. The littlest bit, even a minute or two, makes all the difference in my day that I take time to do that. So I'm going to suggest some self-development reading. And then for me, the scribing part, I do journal every day, but I also write and I plan my day first thing in the morning. Because I have a plan, for me, I get so much more done. I can say, here's a few little things that need to get done this morning. Here's the big morning thing. Here's the big afternoon thing. Here's get ready for dinner. Here's what I'm going to do in the evening. And I get a plan ready. Sometimes I even do the things to help prep for those big things so that I'm ready to go and I have no excuse not to do them. But doing those things starts my morning off right. And then Hal gave the best suggestion I thought for exercise ever. He said, get up. He says, put on those exercise clothes and be ready for the day. And I had never done that. I had always exercised later in the day, kind of in the afternoon. And his suggestions for the Miracle Morning have changed my thinking and my life. I exercise in the morning now, and it feels so good to have it done, number one. But I'm just ready and energetic in the morning to do it. And then it's done. And then my whole day just seems to go better. So just really, really love his suggestions there for moving on. All right, got a couple more things to cover, and then I'm going to let Jolene have a turn. Do you have anything else to add, Jolene? Missing any?
Just ditto.
Good.
Doing the Miracle Morning has been a life changer for me. And so if anyone has questions about it or wants to know more information, ask either one of us and we can help guide you through what that looks like for you.
Yeah. There's so many good self-development books out there and mentors, I would call them, authors that give us great ideas. I have found the few that really speak to me, and Jolene, some the same and some different, that speaks to her. So find what works for you and just find some way to be on a path, on a positive path. It'll be great. All right, we're going to just talk to Tara again for just a minute, and I want you to look at this list, because this list is long. Maybe you want to take a picture of this list. This is daily essentials of things you use in your life. Now, all these things you use in your life, I would say when I go through here, I think I use almost every one of these. I don't have children under my roof, so I don't use children vitamins right now. I don't necessarily use hair repair products because I feel like I take good care of my hair and I don't need to repair it. But I think I use almost everything else that's on here. And so what's interesting to me, you could take this list and you could check all the things you use. And Jolene and I could then say to you, guess what? There's a doTERRA product for every one of these items. If you were truly taking great care of yourself and you wanted to use natural, wonderful products that are made pure and that you can trust, there is a doTERRA product for all these different areas in your life. And we'd like to challenge you to put yourself first and do a little bit of what we like to call ditching and switching, where you say, okay, I'm not going to use this and I'm going to try using this. But there is something, we have stories about each one of these. I look at acne and I'm like, if I could just do a whole class on telling you the answers that I have seen people have for that. And the fact that you can use mouthwash, deodorant, all those things, you just have a natural answer for everything in your life that will reduce the toxicity. It will be putting yourself first and helping you move along. All right, you are going to love, I'm going to share with you some of my morning routine, which is a little bit detailed, but I want to tell you how I've learned to take care of myself. It's going to end with this super serum. So take a picture of that super serum if you want to know what to put on your face. It's going to make your face feel amazing. So in the morning, I've been a little sick, so I start with a throat spray, and my throat spray is On Guard cinnamon and clove, and I spray it right down my throat. I shampoo and condition with doTERRA products. I facial clean. They have a facial cleanser that I, in the shower, clean my face. They have a bar soap that I love to use, especially on my elbows in the shower. I have a spray of cedarwood, peppermint, wild orange that I spray into my hand, and then I breathe into the steam in the shower to get my whole respiratory system and my head opened up and feeling good. When I get out of the shower, I spray the On Guard cleaner, makes my shower easier to clean, all natural, just a quick spray of water with the On Guard cleaner concentrate, which is the most amazing product. Then I use doTERRA deodorant. I put Yarrow Palm on some of my scars and aging spots that are lightening up on my hands. And I put grapefruit on my flappy arms. My skin is doing awesome. It's not going to take your flap away, but it'll help with the skin. I put lemongrass on my inner knees because I had MCL issues a couple of years ago, and I do not ever want that pain to come back again. And lemongrass is preventative for me. I put it on my inner knees. Then I put Deep Blue Rub all around my knees, my lower back, and my hips. One tiny little pea size that helps me, and it's all preventative just to help everything keep working well. And then some of my favorites. I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about what I put on my face. So doTERRA has, this is what works for me. They've got a few different options. I put the Barrage moisturizer with that serum that you just saw, and I put the tiniest drop and the tiniest dot of this, and I put it all over my face, except for around my eyes where I use the anti-aging eye cream. Now, I used to do these two all the time. Now that they have come out with the rose mist, see, this one's almost gone too. I go through this stuff because I love it, and I put it all over my face every morning. But since I have added this serum, I cannot even tell you, my skin feels different. And it's blue, I'm warning you. It's probably the yarrow palm. The yarrow flower is yellow, but the oil turns it blue. It takes one drop of this serum every day. I know you saw those oils and you went, those are expensive oils. That's because they're the best thing for your skin. But you take this serum and add it to the tiniest drop of this and put that on your skin, you are going to notice a difference. You are really going to notice a difference. I love starting my day off that way. And I'm going to tell you one more that I've added. The frankincense stick that came out last September is my new best friend for now. I've been putting it on my chest and this area, trying to keep the skin looking healthy. And then recently, about 2 weeks ago, I went, oh my word, it's the neck that needs help too. So I've been going up because up is opposite of gravity. And I do this every day. And I'm giving myself the best oil, the king of oils in this stick, keeping gravity going up, keeping it on the skin that needs to stay looking good. I guess that's just for us old folks. But anyway, that's one of my favorites too, that I tell you. And then if I were to tell you the whole day, you'd be a little bit probably laugh at me and all the things that I do. But between taking the vitamins and allergy blend, if I need it because allergies are in the air, or I need breathe in the diffuser to help my respiratory, lemon in my water, brushing with the doTERRA toothpaste, the list just goes on and on. When I start to say, how do I take care of myself? I take care of myself with natural products. I put myself first because I'm taking time to take care of myself. I just never did that before. A busy mom and busy, 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 and you just put yourself completely last all the time. If there's anything I could tell young moms, I would say, please take those minutes in the morning to have your miracle morning, to get your headset right, to get your connection with your divine maker, whoever that may be for you, to get yourself set for the day with an intention of having a positive day. And then you take care of your physicality and you're going to have a better day. And to go even a step further, we'll turn time over to Jolene, and she's going to talk about mentally and emotionally getting set too.
Thanks, Shaleen. I have to second everything that you've said and the importance of a daily routine. Just with the stuff that we've done with Hal en route this last year, he ended the year, and then he also started the year with doTERRA people about making 2025 your best year ever. And we're trying to carry on that theme throughout this year. And as part of it, Shaleen is already, and I have spoken a little bit about being life coaches and emotion coaches. This making the 2025 your best year ever. We're going to be doing a lot of presentations on that. And we're hopefully in February be doing a series of classes that you can join us with specific to our emotional and well-being and physical that Shaleen has all talked about, because both of them play in together. And that's why this year we decided to put the emotions in there as a big part of what we're talking about each month, because it is so vital to our physical health. Extremely, they tie in together. So I kind of go back and forth whether to share just everything from screen or back. And so if I can't get back and forth to him, I'm just leaving my screen up because it has some stuff in it that sometimes you like to take pictures of or say, oh, what was she talking about if I start rambling? So let me just see if I can. Well, let's see what this shows.
There we go.
Huh. Cool. I made it happen. So, okay. So, oh, but I just want one picture at a time. Hold on. I'm just going to do it this way just because I don't want to take time. I haven't done these for a little while. And so, you go back to that learning curve. But when we talk about our whole theme is wellness and education with that. And so my part of it is on the emotions oils and how they can be of help for us. And emotions are the language of our soul. Anyway, words describe it. Our feelings that when we're in good health and bad health, we have words to, on our emotion sides that define the same type of a thing. That's because they're so closely related and they fit on top of each other. And so one of the, I already went to the second page. Each month, this is a new thing this year, but each month there's foundational oils of doTERRA's that every home should have. And they're very foundational to things that come up in our life that we need to have in our home. And so everyone that places a 125 PV order this year gets a free oil. And last year it was always something different. It's usually something that like we might not have or get very often or things like that. This year, those oils are going to be foundational ones that you want to have in your home so that, like when Jolene said, when she's sick, she already has them right there. When I'm sick, I already have them in 3 places in my house because they want every home to have those. And so I took the oil for this month that you'll be getting is digestin. Just
Can I show them the difference? This one is a 15 mil. This one is 15 mil. This one is a 5 mil. They're giving us all the foundational oils for product of the month if we purchase before the 15th with 125 PV. They're giving us 5 mils, and we can't buy the 5 mils of those. Mm-hmm. I love having a smaller, quicker choice with that.
Yeah, thank you for showing that. Okay, so digestin is an oil of assimilation. And when I first looked at that, I was going, what is assimilation? So we're going to kind of say what that is, but assimilation can be in many different types of assimilation. We're going to use it in that of clarity. So let me see. The properties of using the oils. I'm really stuttering. This has been a long time since we've done this talking. I apologize for that. But anyway, when you're using the emotion oils, they have a positive properties to help us in our lives. And then it helps us to deal with negative emotions. And so the positive properties of using digestin for emotions is assimilating, which is it just bringing things into our life, to having mental clarity, adapting, nourished, and discerning, and feeling fulfilled. It helps us to overcome the feelings of being overwhelmed and overstimulated, disconnected, undernourished, confused, among other things. So just like how we use digestin to help physically with our gut health, and when things aren't feeling right and our food isn't processing and it's not going through, that's the same thing with our emotions. It's that we need those to be able to be cleared out in our bodies. So how we're using assimilation in the context of clarity is it refers to the process of integrating new information, ideas, or perspectives into our existing understanding, allowing us to refine and clarify our thoughts, emotions, and intentions. So that's one I probably should have had up at first, because that's what I needed, a clarity of thought. Maybe I should open my digestin and smell it right now. And really, literally, that's what it can do, is when you're in a state of just like, I don't know, I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed and just too many things are going at us. Just like our bodies can get overstimulated with what we're putting into it, our minds and our bodies feel it, is when we get overstimulated and disoriented, or just all of these different emotions that we feel. So digestin was, of course I'm reading this, sorry. I don't want to miss out any part of this, so I wrote this part all down. Digestin was formulated to support the body's digestive system, aiding in processing both physical and emotional experiences. It helps manage the overwhelming demands of life, especially when they take on too much at once or when the influx of information and experiences begin to overwhelm them. Everyone felt that? How about on a daily basis?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's interesting to me as you read that, I thought of the physical help, because the physical help is when we maybe have too large of a meal, we can put it on and it helps us to use it. Or if we are not quite feeling right, like we're gaseous or nauseous or something else, it's like when too much of something's going on, it helps us clarify it, and it helps our body handle it physically, but that's also what it does emotionally.
Exactly. Thank you for putting it in those words. That's exactly how clarifying it is. Um, Digestion assists individuals in assimilating powerful emotions like anger and breaking down life's experiences to manageable piece sizes. When emotions are suppressed, they can lead to a form of emotional indigestion that causes individuals to feel mentally overwhelmed, yet emotionally undernourished. In this state, they often lose their ability to distinguish between what helps them and what harms them. They may lose their appetite for both food and life and disconnect from their bodies or neglect their true needs. This blend helps them to connect to those needs and nourish themselves both physically and emotionally. Digestion combines powerful oils to support the mind and body in processing emotions, information, and experiences. It helps individuals to regain clarity and discernment, empowering them to recognize what truly nourishes them and knowing how to best restore balance in their life. So that's what we're constantly talking about, is creating balance in our life. And it's on all levels of our life need to have that balance. So similarly, so as this slide is showing, it refers to all of that I just read. It helps in perspective, in our understanding, and allowing us to define and clarify. This is really important in clarifying our thoughts, emotions, and intentions. So think of it like a puzzle as we're doing this. You're exposed to new information, ideas, and experiences as you're gathering the pieces. Then you sort them and start fitting them. This is when you begin to process and connect the new pieces to your existing knowledge and understanding. Then there's clarifying. That it starts to clarifying the picture as it's all coming together. As you assimilate the new information, your understanding becomes clearer, and your thoughts and emotions and intentions become more defined. So it's like putting the whole puzzle together. As it's all in pieces, you don't know what the whole picture is going to look like. As you work on it and start putting the pieces together and bringing all the things in life that you need to bring that picture together, then you have the full picture of what it looks like. So assimilating promotes the clarity in these different ways by helping you identify and challenge your assumptions. That's a really big one, because sometimes we just are assuming and we just don't even know where it's coming from, and so it like goes all over the place. But the digestion, as you use it in your emotional state, helps you to challenge those assumptions that come to your life and make it more clarifying. It allows you to refine your perspective and understanding. It will help to enable you to integrate new insights and knowledge, and it supports you in developing a more nuanced and accurate view of yourself and the world. Just like the picture here.
Mm-hmm.
When it's in this state, it's just a mess. And I call it a lot of times a stupor of thought in everything that I do. But as we work to bring the pieces together and bring the pieces in our life that need to come together to help us to get there, then the full picture is able to come to view. And then this is just a reminder that assimilating is an ongoing process that helps us to distill complexity into clarity, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with greater confidence, purpose, and direction. And that's what we're always looking for. And that's why Shaleen and I are here. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my thing. We're going to imagine for just a little bit. Okay, so on this one, I want you to close your eyes. We're going to imagine, like literally, okay? Okay, as we imagine, we're going to imagine confusion, doubt, and distractions being swept away from our mind by a mighty wind. If you have your digestion, I want you to take it out. I'm going to have you open your eyes again. Sorry. Take your digestion out. Put a drop in your hand. Rub it together. I want you to clasp your hands with your thumbs together. And I want to put your thumbs right here on the temples of your forehead. Then where you have your oils, you're going to be able to smell it. And I just want you to take a couple of deep breaths to put yourself in a state of this visualization that we're going to do. Okay, you can either stay that way or just make sure your eyes are closed and you're in a comfortable position. Okay, this is the visualization of a wind of clarity. So close your eyes and take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Try 3 cleansing ones at that. Imagine yourself standing on a mountaintop, surrounded by a vast open landscape. Feel the freshness of the air and the warmth of the sun on your skin. Notice any confusion, doubt, or distraction that may be present in your mind. Imagine these mental obstacles as clouds or fog that obscure your clarity. As you see them, now envision a mighty wind sweeping across the landscape, carrying with it the power or clarity and focus. Feel the wind blowing through your mind, gently yet firmly dispersing any mental fog or confusion. As the winds blow, imagine any source of mental agitation and mental turmoil being swept away. See anyone or anything that drains your energies or distracts you from your path being gently removed from your life. Notice that the wind clears the mental landscape, leaving your thoughts clear and focused. Feel the sense of mental freedom and capacity that arises from the peaceful scene. Now repeat this phrase to yourself. I am clear, focused, and capable of making inspired decisions that align with my principles and value. Imagine yourself standing in this space, this peaceful and clear space, feeling confident and empowered to make choices that support your well-being and highest good. Visualize the next step on your path, seeing yourself making choices that keep you healthy, safe, and aligned with your values. Feel the sense of clarity and purpose that guides you forward. As you continue to breathe deeply, imagine yourself embodying the qualities of the wind: clarity, focus, and gentle yet firm guidance. When you're ready, open your eyes and take a deep breath back into your present moment, feeling more mentally clear, focused, and inspired to make choices that support your highest good. And then with that, both today and hopefully every day this week, think about this affirmation. I am now clear and aligned with what I know to be right. The power of visualization accompanied with these oils and thinking about our emotional, mental health, this is using affirmations and visualizations helps us really see that in our life. What we think, what we talk about, what we visualize are the things that we make happen in our life, both the good and the bad. We can't control all of it in any way, but we can help us guide ourselves through that. And it's very, very powerful. And how refreshing to wake up, use that digestion, not just when your stomach is upset, but when your life needs to be in a little bit of a balance. And just use that affirmation as you smell that oil. I am now clear, aligned with what I know to be right. And you know that inside you. It's different for each one of us in the details, but overall it's the same. So, and as we already know, you can topically put it on, smell it, topically to take care of ailments, and then aromatically in your diffusers if you need that for a little bit longer. So that's kind of how we'll go with our emotion side of it.
I love it. So Jolene has been doing this and helping people for many years. And I admire her ability to do that, but I feel especially privileged to be a part of the class today and get to experience with you. So I hope many who see the recording take time to do this as well. If I could share what I felt as you were doing that was how much I wish that I'd had this opportunity when I was younger. So there's something about clearing it away. Let it go. Let it go and move forward, because that's what we're going to do this year. In our next class will be on February 11th. So please invite some friends and come and join us. We'd love to have a few more people on with us live. And Heather, we're so glad you were here today. Thank you. Our class next time, and in our continuation of making this year the best year ever, is going to be called Learning to Love Yourself. So may sound similar to what we talked about today, but that's because if we can feel good about who we are and the direction we're going to share that with everyone else, and it will be the best year ever. So please join us on the 11th, and thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it, and we wish you the best in 2025. It's going to be great. Thanks, Jolene. Thanks, Heather.